Now, so back to what I just told us. Back to what I just told us. Now, this is the daily candle formation. This is daily price action now that we can see on the daily. This is what we are looking at on the daily. So we can see that now the price action, this key price action is telling us that we are now moving back up. Is a pullback. So we are moving back up and is a pullback. And it is now confirmed that our movement is up. Now that it's confirmed that our movement is up, do you think it's going to continue to go up straight and hit this area that we term as 61.8 and 78 within this movement from here to this point? And this one that is what at the level of 61 of an entire run. So this and this level, the first level we expect. And of course, we should expect price to walk up to this level as well. We should expect price to walk up to that level as well. So price will walk up to this level. It's almost definitely that price is going to do that. So we can do a fine tuning here. So price can walk up to this level, but this is a level that you don't want to miss. And price is even expected at this level. So anything more, we want to watch for price action to the downside. But, on a normal analysis, you may expect that price will walk down here at the 61.8 level. But of course, like I told us, expect that price could also project and do an extended flat, to run beyond this one, which is normal. And that is what you say, oh, the big guys they are playing fast one at you. No, it's just an extended flat correction, which you don't know about, that is playing out. And I will tell you how to plot that extension in case it's going to happen. So you know at that level, that is where to even begin to join them down again. The price is not going to go all the way up here because we now have a proper wave. If the price should get up to this point, then forget that the Elliott wave theory has been breached and is no longer in operation. So because the Elliott wave had to work and has to be like that, so it won't be what you think. So this is the way it's going to go. Now, what is happening here is that we have this to signal a change of direction for now, which is a pullback, and this had completely confirm a change to the upside. Now we can now draw a trend also, a trend line. We can draw a trend line. The proper way of drawing a trend line is from where we had this move. We can draw it. What's happening now? Am I not picking it? We can draw it and take it down. We can even take it from here. We can take it from here and draw it this way. So we tell ourselves that this thing is, for now, we are moving in an upward direction. So let me change that. So we are moving in an upward. So we expect to break this trend up. We expect to break this trend up. So we are going to break it up. Of course, if you break it up, it's not going to last, or it's not going to come up here. From what we now know, under wave, we know that the price is not coming here. So it's making it more interesting for us to know that the price will not come up here for now until this whole wave that is unfolding is actually completed. So now we are having a pullback within a pullback. So the run, ultimately, we said we are coming down now, and we are having a pullback up. So the pullback up is going to come to this zone to finish up the correction before wave 3. Wave 3, we are not even doing wave 3 at all now. So, but now we're having a pullback within a pullback. This is a pullback, and this will tell us where to begin to do what? To buy again. Where we expect to buy again. How do we now calculate where we expect to buy again? This is how to do it. Come up here. Take, this is the level here. and go up to that where the pullback is occurring here to calculate where we expect 61.8 fib, a retracement of 61.8 fib. It might not get to 61.8 fib in this kind of scenario because it's not, it's just a pullback. So we are telling ourselves that 61.8 fib is actually here at that level. Let me now change the color. I hope you are seeing all my color code. Let me change the color to that. Yeah. So that is where the 61.8 fib of that one will get to. Will the price get to that point? I doubt it much that the price is going to get to that point. So, but that is the point that price cannot break below if we're actually pulling back. We don't expect price to break below that with this kind of information. But we know that this candle broke a structure. Which structure did this candle break? This is the structure. I will show you. I will show you the structure that this candle break. It broke a structure of resistance and support at this level. Let me try and zoom out so that you can zoom in so that you can see. Now look at the wick on top of here and look at the wick below here. That's the level that the thing broke. So that is the level that it broke. Good. So if anything at all, and you want to expect that the price is going to come back to, this is the level that you can safely say you want to begin to buy. This is the level that you think that this thing is going to come to, and you know, just like 10 pips below here will be, or 15 pips below here will be your stop loss. We are talking of structure, we are talking of wave. We are talking of structure, we are talking of wave. We are talking of structure, we are talking of wave. So this is where this thing is going to come to. If you are not ticked in at this level, probably it's because of the spread. But I think the price is going to come here because now we have this tested as support number one by this candle. This candle has tested this particular. Let me make this one. This is pink. Let me use this one. The last level that I expected as black. So we don't expect price to move beyond this level. We are fine tuning. We are fine tuning. So then we can now go again and do 4 hour. We can do 4 hour. So we can do 4 hour. We have told ourselves that price is expected at this level. You know, we worked it out. We worked it out on a bigger time frame. We worked it out on a bigger time frame to know that this is where we are likely going to come to. So, and for any reason, we saw where it broke, you know, resistance that it broke. This one broke this level. So if this one, this particular engulfing candle broke this level, we might expect the price will come to this level. But like I told us, this level is like 61.8 fib. And that's the last level that price can come to, where we have the black. So in what is most reasonable for price to do is the price to come to this level. I expect price to come to this level, you know, and if it's a support, let me now shift this to where we have clusters of support, which is at the base of these 3 candles here. Good. So we are now trying to do a fine tuning. We should expect that price will get to this level and begin to move up. So ideally, when you are doing your trading, what you should do is to put a small lot size here so that you don't want to miss a move. And you are waiting if the price is going to work within this zone and you are looking for price action within this zone to put a bigger lot size. That is how to trade actually. You know, you might expect it to come here, but it won't go beyond, it won't go past this one, but it might not even get to this point. Now, it's also going to be, it's not until you have the first pullback that you can now draw your trend line. To draw a trend line might not be correct, but we'll still try and put one in place. Let's try and put one in place and see how it aligns with what is plain above. So we draw that trend line for now. We are just drawing this trend line for now. We are just drawing this trend line for now based on this price action. And we are telling ourselves that this is what we should expect. Let me use, what do I use for that? Let me use this for that to make it different from the one I drew here, this particular one. This one was drawn on the weekly, on the weekly analysis. Let me change the thickness there to this, so to differentiate it. So we actually now had a pullback from that weekly trend to the downside for now. That's what is happening. We are having that pullback on that weekly. See how Forex is playing itself out. Exactly at that weekly, we had a pullback, and it's going down. And I can bet that this is the first place you can put your 0.01 to move up. But the price may move beyond and get closer here, maybe around this level. Let me try and do something around this level. If you don't want to miss an entry, price may visit this level here, at this level, yeah. Price may visit that level here. So that's another good level where you can put your 0.02. The smaller one comes in here, the other one comes in here. Price may just pull back from here, continue to move up, but you don't want to miss it. So the first level is 136,966, and the next level where you want to put in the bigger one is at 36756, or you wait for a price action at this level and a retest at this level. So waiting for a price action at this level and a retest would give you a perfect entry here. So that is what we can see for now at this level. So I think price will work within this zone. And within these two zones, it's not small. It's about how many pips. And that is what you don't understand at times. That is about 21 pips. 21 pips. But last, this is the area that the price cannot penetrate beyond. So, but again, price may go down. Price may go down. We are just looking at the strength of this pullback is what we are now telling ourselves. If this one is wave 1 in a pullback and this one is coming to wave 2 in a pullback, if this one is playing a wave 2 in a pullback, listen to me again. No, but the bigger picture, I talked about wave 1 and wave 2, and we have done that in a smaller degree of a wave of a pullback. So we can see this one as wave 1. I want you to understand me very well. Forex is sweet too. Yeah. This is wave 1. At that level, you can see my 1 there. And I want to get wave 2. The ultimate level the wave 2 can get to is at this level. That is where the wave 2 can get to at this level. And I want to project wave 3 also at that level, so that you understand what we are doing. You want to project wave 3 at this level. I want you to understand in that degree. 1, 2, 3. So in that degree. Now, looking at this, we are looking at a bigger picture of that we are coming down and that we have a wave 1 to this level of our coming down. Can you see? This is the first wave of the bigger picture of a down or of a push down. And we said that the wave 2 of that is at this level where we have this, terminates there. Now, we are now looking at the wave correction of a pullback to 1, 2, and 3. We are going to this, what we have here is a correction of this wave 2. The wave 2 of the impulsive wave from here down here, because we're now in the downtrend, similarly downtrend. So you can go and look at the video again. This video, when you look at and you watch this video, your life will never be the same. You can, those who joined me from the beginning will know what I'm talking about now. So your life will never be the same. So we are within a correction of this wave 2 of this impulsive wave 1 here, and we know that a 61.8 fib retracement ends here for this wave 2. So we have had a retracement there, and price had gone down and doing this until we had wave 1 completely terminated here. So because wave 1 is completely terminated here, we are going to see what wave 2 is going to do. And wave 2 can play here, and it can run back here. We can have a extended flat, we can have a regular flat, we can have anything flat. So, but we have told ourselves that normally a fib retracement of 2 to 1 is 61.8, which is at this level. When you come back here and you retrace, this is the level. We have had the first resistance here. So it's normal that we witness the second resistance there. And with that second resistance, we're more likely going to push down. And that's why we tell you that where we expect a price action is what at the level of 1.40036 buying pound dollar. But then people will say a fake out from here can just project here. When you call it a fake out of here, I have told you that normally the wave 2 retracement of wave 1 can be 60, most of the time is 61.8, but it can get to 78.6. And that 78.6 is where I have this red. So we are looking at possibility that these can actually extend to these. Maybe yes, maybe not. But with what has played out so far, we had seen the level of resistance here so far, and the first resistance is here. Immediately the price broke through to do a retest here, and we are going to have a second one. So that is why at times, you know, we wait for the first breakout of this to know what structure is it giving us. We have seen the first, and that clearly tells us this is wave 1 of an impulsive move downward. Now, we are now having similarly impulsive wave also upward. We're now doing a 2 retracement of it. And with what I now told you, we are doing a retracement. With this thing should be getting more interesting to you now. So our retracement of this to this is what we are doing now. So we have ended 1. So we see this as one of the pullback of we are trying to go up to correct what the big wave has done. So this one, so we are saying that we expect at least this wave to get within and play within what? 61.8 fib. So, but looking at resistance and structure, we have a resistance here. That would be a place to say, oh, this wave will get to. And it can get to here. But this is 61.8, where we have the black. But again, this can come a hold down. When it comes a hold down, it is not looking like what? It's not looking like what anymore. It's not looking like an Elliott wave 1 to 5 anymore, 1 to 5 anymore for this correction. So it might now be like, oh, we're now having a flat, because it might just run down to create a what? A double bottom and begin to go up. So any pattern is possible. So when we give you an entry here, and the trade gets to this point, and a candle closes below here, and I tell you close, you will think I'm stupid or I've not analyzed very well. No, I've analyzed very well. Then I know that is not obeying within the 1 to 2 anymore. This is 61.8 FIB and it's going down. Then I wait for it to give another price action below here. One thing that is obvious to me is that we are going to have a pullback before we have wave 3 proper of the bigger structure. So, and if this one decide to do a running flat on this level, it might break lower. It might break this structure lower down. And that is what happens. And when it breaks lower down, of course, I've told you, when in a running flat, when it's breaking lower down, you don't expect to break lower down than extension of 1.2 or 1.4. It cannot do more than that. And that's where you stay. So it's better to close and wait for it. Okay, let's see what we want to do now. That means you are going to go down. Probably we have going to have double bottom in the making. So you close early. You don't wait and allow the thing to carry you down and do extension 1.2 or 1.4 on you. That's a whole lot of money. To move from here down to this place alone, that's 121 pips. So you can now understand that it's not as if we don't know what we are doing, but we can spot it early and see, oh, it's not doing a normal correction and a normal push up here to go up. Because it's a correction, we might have it at this level and it can try to walk up around this area. It will still be taken as what? As wave 2. Now, if I now want to project and say, okay, where would my wave 3 get to if this one decides to be an impulsive wave after all? Because this is an impulsive move, it's a power move. So it is looking as if it's going to work itself like that. It's looking as if it's going to work itself like that and play within 50 FIB retracement or 61 FIB retracement of this particular wave 1 to make it to move up. We are going to see that during the week, but don't just think that this is the safest level to enter for this pullback, but don't just think that it will just get here and that will end. And again, don't forget that this price may do something also. Looking at this candle formation here, look at this bullish candle. It might mean that, oh, they have not ended their wave 1. But with this correction that I'm seeing here, the correction is going down here. With this correction I'm seeing here, it doesn't look like that. Let me now do something again. You must understand the structure. You must understand the structure. I don't expect price to break beyond this. Just watch me. Good. So I'm doing a whole lot of drawing here for you to see something. That we are looking at this and drawing a trend at this move. So if price should break a candle closing above below this, I will just get out. That means this structure has been broken and is not likely to do 61.8 FIB anymore. Probably they're going to make a double bottom before springing up. That is clear. Now, if this one is not ready to come down with this structure that is coming down this way, I will tell myself that means they are still going to break higher and create a new level for wave 1. Once they create a new level for wave 1, I can now take my 61.8 FIB proper and measure it, which might now change my analysis in a way. But I wouldn't expect them to break above here if now they are correcting downward. I wouldn't expect that they should break above, above here. They can send a wick and do something like this, but if they're not going to create a higher level, then I would expect that they stay within this level. This is real time and very clear analysis that we are doing. I'm putting a whole lot of things into this for us to really understand what the market can do. So if they break and send a wick here, I don't expect them to break above here. If they break above here, they are creating a new level of height for wave 1. And I can now, when they are done to move down and come down, I can say, okay, they are coming down now. I can now calculate my 61.8 fib within wave 1. So breaking this above or this level above, I'm watching. Breaking this level below and sending a candle completely closed below it, 4-hour candle completely closed below it, tells me that we are still going down, probably to create double bottom. Now, but let's work with the scenario of what we are looking at, that with this momentum, we are going to have an entry here and watch for price action around this level and this black before you put in your bigger lot size to move up. Now, if it plays out as this is the limit of wave 2, then wave 3 of the correction, let's now look for a projection where they are going to have an extension. So for the extension, we are going to come right from this base here. I've picked my extensions to get to this level of where the wave is and where I projected wave 2 to end, which is at this level. And I'm looking for 1.68. My 1.68 is actually at this level where I have my pink. Can you see it aligning? So where we have wave 2 of the original one ending, can you see? This is where I expect it to project to. So I'm looking at my TP coming to that level. Perfect. So this level is, I've done a whole lot of calculation that is picking this level at the level that the price is going to move further down. Anyhow, we have done it. Either we have done it on a bigger time frame or a smaller time frame to do a projection. See, this is the ultimate place that the price will get to, and anything can happen. So we should watch for price action here. So you can now see that these are the possibility. So we are going up and to come down. We are going up to come down. We are correcting this to come down. And when we now correct this one, we cannot begin to look for when this level is broken. Let me do something again. When this level is now broken, this level of wave 1 is broken. Let me use something for it. When that level of wave 1 is broken, okay, when the level of wave 1 is broken, let's now try and see if we can now make a projection of where on a bigger time frame, where it's going to get to. This is weekly candle now. So on a bigger time frame, we are now making another projection, a forecast. You can see the way I'm making my forecast. So I now take this here, come from wave 1 the beginning of wave 1 to where wave 2, wave 1 has ended, then back to where I expect this to get to, and my 61.1.68 is going to come right here. Right here. Let me use something for it so that we know that anyhow. So we have 1.6 projection here of a pullback, and of a normal wave is here. So this is where we expect a TP. You see, from what I told us before, I said around this zone is where we should expect what? A price action to continue to move higher up. So, we are very close to it. So we expect price to get here. And once you now pick your price here, you see, there's going to be an impulsive wave. Once we break this structure down here, an impulsive wave that is going to go all the way down to this place. And that will give us, we're making a 6-month projection or forecast. And that will give us nothing less than about 500 or about 650 pips move. So, and at this level, we can now tell ourselves, what next? What next? So if I want to do a quick recap, you can see my quick recap, the way I started with an WXY structure here. And now I told you that a fib retracement of this wave, particular wave here of 61 is here, and price has not gotten there. And now I explained this as the first wave of WXY, and that this has not come here. If it has gotten here, this one can be working within what a regular flat. In a regular flat, of course, you don't expect this wave to get to this level. So this might look like a regular flat. But again, maybe later, when this thing comes down and goes up and overshoots it, it becomes an extended flat. And the fact that it breaks the height of this one does not mean that it's going to push up. It's just that it's an extended flat, and you should know that. And it cannot be a running flat anymore, because if you look at this leg here, the leg has overrun this area, so it cannot be a running flat. A running flat is either shorter in leg here. You know, it could break the top, but it's so we are looking at this as a flat from here to this point. To this point is a flat. This is how I connect my flat. Connect my flat here like this, like that, like a flat. I'm doing a whole lot of analysis for us. So it is not that we are guessing. I'm not guessing anything. So I know if I put anything out there, I'm not guessing. If I say change, close, it's because the structure temporarily, you know, is not doing what I expect, and you should understand the reason. So for people who are not on this training, they don't understand what I do. They do not think that, oh, there's nothing hard about it. The thing has just changed. So it's simple. So this one, this is the way it looks like now. And like I told you, this correction here is a correction for this move here. And this move here, this is the correction for it. So now again that we know that now we are no longer moving up for now. For the next 6 months, we are going to move down. How do I know? Drawing this trend that has been broken to the downside. So we're going to come down, come up here to retest, create our wave 2, and we know that we are creating a wave 2, we are completing a wave 2, and over time, once we are done correcting here, and all the structure is obeyed, correcting this area to here, then we're going to move further down. It's going to take time. So that is what we are looking at now. Let me go back. So it takes a whole lot of stuff to do analysis and know where this thing can get to, you know. And again, we are telling ourselves, is this one gets to our wave 3? If this one is 2 and it gets to wave 3 here, after we get to wave 3, what are we going to get? If it works like that, we might be having what? A 4th wave. And in that 4th wave, we are going to have what? A movement of what? Of 38.8 fib downward to get to the 3rd wave. And after getting to the 3rd wave, 4th wave, and we complete the 4th wave, it will be looking like a complex structure around here anyway, because by that time you take your wave 3, which wave 3 will start from here and end here. You calculate 38.2 fib retracement down to get to where the 4th wave will terminate, and from there you can either do at least wave 5, which will terminate before we now begin to have a correction downward. Of course, wave 5 can be truncated and might not go beyond there or get to this point, which is possible depending on what is going to form. It might just truncate at 3 and not pass this level, or anything can happen around this level. We're going to see how it unfolds. But, you know, we don't have to move ahead of time. We have to allow this one to complete itself, overshoot to give us this TP, then we know what is next. If it gets to this point, then don't think that it's going to go beyond this for now. We might, before it gets to even here, it's not now. It's not coming here for now. We might just do stuff here, have a 4th wave of that correction before we say, okay, are we going to go beyond here? Or we take another TP here, what for price action, and say, okay, when are we moving down? And we follow it. Shikino. Shikino, Shikino. And I know the time is fast spent. I was hoping I could use AUD card also to come from, you know, the higher time frame, like I did for this pair, and tell us, you know, because this one it's like a version, a downward version, and the AUD card will be an upward wave version of it. So it's going to take me time. So, but let me quickly go to some of the trades that we are doing before now, so that let me go to the trade that we didn't close. I didn't tell us to close overnight. I mean, over the weekend. So let's go there. This is the wave. This is USD, USD CHF. So we have an impulsive wave down here, and you know this is one, and this is where two had gotten to. You know, this is one, and this is where. So we're having some corrections here. Very soon we might be seeing trade moving, pouring down heavily. We might be having an heavy movement downwards, and we have done our fib retracement to the 1.68. 1.681 or so retracement here. It's not really easy talking, but let me do something for us so that we understand this also. It's not easy. Okay, I want us to understand something here. So it's this kind of a, you know, is a messy structure in itself. Is a messy structure. So is a messy structure, but I will still try for us. You know, it's because I've done all these things. Is when you don't know too much stuff. That's when you are going to be looking for important resistance and support. You don't need it anymore. I don't need all these ones anymore. I know wave. I know wave. This also has been an like a downtrend, and so yeah, means is a downtrend. So we are seeing that we have a correction here too. You know, we are seeing this correction. We are within a correction here. We are within the correction here. So we are within the correction here to this wave, and we are seeing what is unfolding at this level. You know, we are still on a downward move. You know, on a downward is a correction. It's a correction. So you can see that this is going up. It's going up. So it's a correction, and let me switch to the daily so that let me switch to the daily fast. So you can see what we are dealing with in this. This is the daily candle. So this is the daily candle. We can see this movement, and we can see that this is like a movement. This is one wave, this is the second wave, which is a corrective pattern, which is the third wave here. We are having a fourth wave of the correction here, and that is what I'm trying to draw and put here for us. Now, you know, we are going down, moving down. Now we are having a correction. You know, it's more messy for this particular one. It's more messy for this particular one. More messy. So, but this is where we are at the moment. This is where we are at the moment. We are going to have, you know, this also looks at an impulsive way to the upside, and we are going to probably, are we doing correction also here? So you know, one is bigger than the other. So, and that is the way to look at it. So we have a break, you know, out of here, and this has ended to give back. So just know that the direction where this currency is facing now is upwards. So we've had a 1 and 2, and probably a 3 has ended here. So we are now having a 1 and 2 of the correction also. And so we want to know where it's going to get to, you know. So we are correcting down. That is what I can tell you. We are correcting down. How far are we going to go? We'll see as it unfolds on this pair. So for now, we can see the push, wave 1 here, and this is wave 2, of the corrective wave. So if we take our fib retracement, this is more complex. From that, where we have this price action, you can see this price action. So that's an evening star. So let's take it down to where one terminates. Okay, for this particular one, price had gone beyond 61 fib. 61 fib is here. It's almost at 78. So, and we expect that price will not do more than this at 78. So, of course, this has been giving us the look of what an extended flat. So, because it's giving us a look of an extended flat, we expect that price is going to come to this region and first perhaps gets to this point, or extend beyond it to really tell us, oh, it's an extended flat that we're going to get for this wave 2 that we have in this zone. Is a correction. So we're having a correction of this movement, and of course is playing very close to 78.6, which will be the limit of what we can have for this wave. So where we have this is at 90. Then even if we want to do it better, let's just push this one to 1. I don't expect it to get to 1 anyway with this kind of information. That's my stop loss is actually far beyond it, is here. But I know that this is just an alert to tell me, oh, something is wrong here. So I've not told you to call, I've not called it off. It's going to be a good trade. And we'll soon be seeing, you can see this price action also. Closing, this is the daily candle closing. So the bears are coming in, and very soon we're going to be seeing big move. And that big move may take us down here because the correction here it's about 90% completed. The correction of this wave pattern is about 90% completed. So we might be having a sharp thrust down to this level of 90. At 90, this is where we should expect a price action that should tell us, okay, maybe we are going up again. So that is what I can see here. Again, if you look at another one, USD CAD, these are potentially good trades that are set up against next week. Yeah, we have looked at USD CHF. USD CAD is another good one. After these run from the USD down, of course, we waited and waited and waited. And when we saw this, a Morningstar, we know that you are still going to go up. Another one is warning you, I'm going up. So you don't have to come in here. So we are looking at this and now with this big changer, and this is a reversal. So we have a reversal. And like I did tell us, what do we expect? Assuming, let's take this reversal because it's a big thrust too. So we can say, oh, for this, within this reversal, we can take this one as wave 1. If it ends, you know how to connect. If we take this one as wave 1, for that reversal, wave 1, I think this one is going to be a very sharp correction downside to the downside. So we might not have too much of movement to play around here before we have a sharp fall to this level. And this is the level 21 that we might be getting to before we have a push up, or around this level where you have this tail here, because this is like wave 2 here. This is like wave 2 here. Let me see. Let me see. This is where we have wave 2 of this move. We have wave 2 of this move. So the wave 2 of this move, except we have an extended flat that is going to run a bit close to this area before we have a bounce back. But we might be having a very sharp move downward. So now, let me see something. Which one is higher? Oh, this particular one is higher. So I will be picking my 61.8 fib for where the limit of the retracement can get to. If I come here, where's my 61.8 fib? My 61.8 fib is actually at this level. Would it get there? Would it get there? We don't know. Would it get there? Would it not get there? We don't know. So, but looking at the multiple regressions that we are having for now, let me give this one a tick. Let me make it a tick. So if I make that one tick, we're telling ourselves that the price most likely is not going to go beyond that level in case we have some funny movement here. So when we know this one is giving us that it might not go beyond here, you know. It might still push up a bit to this level before. I think this is another level that you want to see price. So if you pick your entry here, it's good for you. If you pick your entry here, the second here is good for you. You can see you have clusters of resistance here also. So it will be good for, but I'm going to give you an entry, you know, by tomorrow, and where we can have a bigger entry also, if I can do that. But from what I always tell us, this is the daily candle. We have to look where is the nearest resistance to this particular, the nearest resistance to this particular engulfing candle is where you should expect the price to pull to, you know. For now, this looks like the nearest resistance, but can we look at the history? If you look at the history, and I told us from the history, by zooming out, it happens to be this level, this particular level here, this level here, which is the second level, is the nearest resistance that we can think of to hit. Then if we go to 4-hourly candle, now we said this one is 61.8. Of course, price may still play around there. Price may, they can send a sharp wick, very big one, boom, to get to this point before they move down. So it depends on how DXY is going to behave. So if you go to, but we are going down. The same way, if you want to project, like this is 1, and we say 2, it's probably here. You say 2 probably is somewhere there. I won't do more than this, and I will close for the day. Probably entertain 1 or 2 questions. If you say 2 is there, say 2 is there, then we can now project to where we should have a 3. A 3. So where a 3 will get to, we'll see a 3 of a smaller in our correction to the downside. So if we want to see a 3, we pick our fib extension. So we start from up here where we had this. We come to here at the peak here. We take it to 2, where we are 61.8, and we are telling ourselves that our 61.8, 1.618 will be at this level. That is what we can see if it will get there. So it's now thicker. So within that zone, within this zone, price may get here, but the best place to exit is here. So we can see that price will still walk to this level. So we are looking at, from even here, we are looking at nothing less than, I think the movement might be very sharp, about close to 300 pips. That is what we're looking at, close to 300 pips, 295. So, and if we move higher, so it's going to be more than that. So we should be ready. So these are potentially good trades. Of course, it's more obvious from this move, so you don't want to miss it. I'm already on this trade, although I've not called it. I'm on this trade already. So we're going to see a sharp drop from it, and I think there are a couple of other good trades that are in the making. The USD, the AUD, USD, they are also trying to. Let's look at AUD, USD. AUD, USD. It's also making its own move. You can see the price action. You can see it's trying to walk up, but we can still have a break low. You know, you can cross this and still come down, forming a double bottom before going up. Anything is possible with this, and we need this to first break this structure before moving up. And again, you know, the AUD, USD, AUD NZD that has been giving us trouble. Very demonic disappear. Also, if you look at it, it has gone down here. We are looking at this structure, but on the 4-hour, we can see that we just need to be more patient with it. So you can see that the bulls are coming in, probably forming a triple bottom, 1, 2, 3. And I was anticipating that also, that it might just form that, but we should be ready for it to actually clearly form a 4-hour candle above this trend resistance before we join again. So with that said, let me just entertain a few questions. I think I've said a whole lot. If you go back through the video, I'm going to post it. God helping me, I will post it, and we can watch the video over and over to understand the way I've analyzed it and look at the bigger time frame. And we are looking at projections for the next 6 months. So the next 6 months, what we are telling ourselves is that